It was real hot when we first got that weather.
We're doing T-ball. That was T-ball, huh? Because they pitch to him first, and you hit off the tee.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a difference, to be honest. This is probably the next group up.
No stealing, no bunching, no walks. Five-run catch.
Yep.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to William F. Beaner Field at Hutchison Park for Coach Pitch tonight. 8U HARC baseball between the Phillies and the Cardinals. The Phillies tonight in what we'll call the Philadelphia Phillies retro look, the light blue top, maroon trim and socks, white pants. For the Cardinals, a gray uniform with red trim and number. The Cardinals will be treated as your guest. The Phillies as your home team. The Cardinals, of course, will bat first. The South Union Township Supervisors presents the South Union Township Sports Network today from Hutchinson Park. It's HARC Baseball 8U, Phillies and Cardinals. Hi, everybody. I'm Joshua Scully with Carl Childs tonight. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, Joshua Scully and Carl Childs with you tonight. Carl, you and I were here right around a week ago. Hard to believe how different the weather is. 92 and sunny that day. It was a very, very hot evening today. Some light rain and about 20 degrees cooler. Our game time temperature is going to be 72 degrees.
Yeah, it's much more pleasant weather than it was when we did the last games. This one's not as hot and unbearable.
Light cloud cover and light rain right now. The Cardinals will be coming to the plate momentarily to get this one started. Coach pitch games are pitched by the coach, hence the name. Each batter will see either 6 total pitches or 3 strikes. There are no walks. The only way to reach base is on a batted ball in fair territory. The Cardinals, again, in their gray uniform tonight, they're going to be using the dugout down the third baseline. The Phillies will be in the dugout directly under the press box where Carl and I are currently placed. The Phillies, coached by Robert Newman Jr., their sponsor is Bright Stripe. For the Cardinals, they have several coaches listed, so we want to acknowledge their coaches. Glisson, Parker, Stefanik, and Bunsick, and they're sponsored by LH Tech Education Fund. Check that, the LH Tech Education Foundation. So each pitcher representing their team will throw as many as 6 pitches to the batters on their teams or 3 strikes, whatever happens first. The team in the field, as you can see right now, does get to have a player placed at the pitcher's mound, so you can see the Phillies have a pitcher in place, although a Cardinals coach will be handling the pitching duties. Teams may score as many as 5 runs per inning. Sans the last inning, in which that cap is not in effect. If you're watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. We've got a second game coming up for you later this evening. That one is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. And we'll see the Cubs and the Red Sox in that game. Right now, I think both teams just making sure everyone is ready to go for the Cardinals, checking that batting lineup. For the Phillies, getting everyone in position defensively. Let's talk about your lineup for the Cardinals, as the first Cardinal batter is already just a step away from the batter's box. That's number 7, Emmett Hughes. He'll be followed by number 8, Thatcher Bunsick. Number 4, Nico Thomas will bat third. Landon Glisson, number 6, will bat cleanup. Christian Ryan, number 10, bats fifth. Grayson Winkler, number 28, will bat sixth. Jackson Cruz, number 9, will bat 7. Number 25, Jonah Hartline, bats 8. Jamison Parker, number 1, bats 9. And Hayden Stefanik, number 24, he'll bat 10th. And that's your lineup for the Cardinals. And Carl, one thing we're very fortunate to have tonight is this turf infield. We were originally scheduled to play these games at Meadowbrook, where the entire field is natural grass. Here at the William F. Beaner Field in Hutchinson Park, we have that turf infield, which drains a lot better. And even right now, though we can see some maybe problematic spots in the outfield, the infield, of course, looks very good.
Yeah, I think if this game had to be played on natural grass and dirt, good chance we might not be having it tonight.
We had some heavy rain earlier. So far this evening, it has been mild. Very light right now. There's a chance that rainfall could become a bit more steady as this game progresses, but time will tell. As Carl and I discussed before the broadcast began tonight, this time of year, it just seems like, especially when there's precipitation expected in the afternoon or in the evening, it's very hard to know for sure what to expect. Happy birthday today to one of my favorite baseball players, one of my favorite recent baseball players, born on July 1st in 1986, Charlie Blackmon, longtime Colorado Rocky, celebrating his birthday today. And we've got a lineup change. Carl, is that for the Phillies or for the Cardinals? Cardinals.
Hayden's not here yet. He'll be last if he does go.
Okay, we're going to move Jackson Cruz out of the lineup for the Cardinals. And we're going to tentatively keep Hayden Stefanik in place. We believe he will be here. Again, each batter will see 6 total pitches, and only 2 needed here. Ball hit to second base, flipped over to first, and we've got 1 out. Emmett Hughes grounds out to second, 4-3 on the putout. But a batter may see up to 6 pitches. Or 3 strikes. Whichever occurs first. Thatcher Bunsick at the plate. July 1st, 2025. Today, of course, Carl, is Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Bonilla gets his annual deferment check from the New York Mets, and he gets one from the Baltimore Orioles, too. Those 2 checks total up to be over $1.6 million.
How you like that?
He gets them every year. He'll continue to get the Orioles check through 2028. This one hit into the air and well played at second base by the Phillies. A pop out. Phillies second baseman off to a busy start here. Next bat, Nico Thomas will step up for the Cardinals. This one going to be hit on the ground toward third. Played there. Throw over to first base. What a great job by the first baseman for the Phillies, stretching out to make that play. Good throw. It was a bit wide, and the first baseman, Maverick Smith, reaches out, gets his glove on that baseball, and manages to keep his foot on the backside on the bag to record the out. Great work there for the Phillies. 1-2-3. That last ground out we're going to record as 5-3. So we've played 1/2 inning, no score. Phillies will come to the plate in the bottom of the first here on the South Union Township Sports Network. This broadcast is a cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. We'll take a moment and recognize tonight's sponsors for you. Of course, we want to mention again the sponsors for these individual teams as well. Bright Stripe is your sponsor for the Phillies. Many of you, I'm sure, familiar with Bright Stripe in the greater Uniontown area. And for the Cardinals, the LH Tech Education Foundation. For this broadcast, your sponsors are Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and the South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Let's talk about the Phillies lineup for you as the Phillies come to the plate for the first time here in the bottom of the first. Strong defensive play for the Phillies to get us started. Leading off, number 21, Braden Newman. He'll be followed by number 30, Colton Chury. We are familiar with Colton not only at this level, but Colton had played up into the 10U division a few times late in the season for 10U. Number 29, Maverick Smith, the first baseman, who we just mentioned, will bat third. Kason Brashear, number 13, bats cleanup. Caden Morrison, number 8, will bat fifth. Number 23, Curtis Kazmierczak, will bat sixth. John Chapman, number 5, will bat 7. Chance Pitts, number 11, will bat 8. Ball hit on the ground. Throw to first base is not in time. And Newman is able to beat that out. We'll give him a single. Good effort there. Rylan Stewart, number 7, will bat 9. And then Caden Gamitter, number 4, will bat 10. 10 batters originally slated for both teams. This ball, a chopper hit on the ground towards short. And there's going to be no play there. We'll give a single to Colton Chury as well. Colton Chury, really capable at the plate. Even when he played up for 10U, he was a threat. Maverick Smith now at the plate. Runners on first and second. He doesn't like the first one. He can get as many as 6 pitches or 3 strikes, whatever comes first. You do not walk in this division. This ball hit sharply on the ground, and this one's trouble into left field. Newman around third base. He's coming for home. Into second base is Maverick Smith. Colton Chury will stop at third, and that's going to be an RBI double for Maverick Smith, and the Phillies will take a 1-0 advantage here in the bottom of the first inning. Now Brashear is at the plate. Kason Brashear, the cleanup batter, hits this one to third, and the base runners will wisely stay in place. Line out to third base for Brashear. And we'll see Caden Morrison next. Today, July 1st, in 1963, for the very first time, the United States Postal Service introduced zip codes. Here's one hit into a different zip code into left field. That's going to easily score 1, now 2, and with a 2 RBI single, Caden Morrison, very well done. And a 3-0 advantage now for the Phillies. Curtis Kazmierczak at the plate. Strike 1. Kazmierczak will bat with a runner on first. This ball is going to be pulled just foul. Sort of hard to believe that Zip codes have only been in use since 1963. This ball hit back to second, and it finds its way through, so the Phillies will have now runners on first and second base for John Chapman, number 5, who is due up. Chapman will make his way to the batter's box. Right-handed bat. Again, the Phillies in the light blue uniform, white pants, maroon number and trim. The sort of retro Philadelphia Phillies look for them. Cardinals in their gray uniform, and this one really impressively avoids 2 vehicles. It bounces right between 2 vehicles behind the dugout. Here's one hit now to center field, and the runner on the lead side of this play is Morrison. He's going to come around to score, and Kazmierczak will make it to third base. Chapman gets the RBI, 4-0.
I got to admit, Josh, I'm not exactly surprised that this Phillies team has a lot of good hitters on it.
No, this Phillies team very good, and, of course, Carl just had a chance to see the 12U Phillies win the championship, also coached by Robert Newman Jr. So his team emerged victorious last week in that division over the Rangers, and, of course, the 12U Phillies, a lot of fun to watch because they could do a tremendous amount of damage very quickly, and it looks like the coach pitch 8U Phillies have copied that here tonight. And pitch is going to be down on strikes before we see Ryland Stewart. Caden Gamitter will round out the Phillies lineup. 4-0 your score in favor of the Phillies on an increasingly rainy evening here at Hutchinson Park. This ball is going to be popped up down the third baseline, and it will stay fair. Stewart's going to get the RBI on a single, and that's going to be 5 runs, and that'll do it here for the first inning. Phillies hit their cap at 5, meaning Caden Gamitter will lead off for them in the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals will return to the plate after going down 1-2-3 in the first. We'll see Landon Glisson, Christian Ryan, and Grayson Winkler for them. They're 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up in the second inning of play. Don't forget our sponsors tonight. We could not do it without them, and we want to thank them. United Bank, South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes, Davis & Davis, Attorneys at Law, and Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Certainly grateful for their support. Happy birthday from the South Union Township Sports Network to Dan Aykroyd, born today in 1952. I think, Carl, everybody probably has a favorite Dan Aykroyd movie from the last several decades in which he has been active in filmmaking. It's hard not to imagine him in a Ghostbusters uniform.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I'd have to see a face to.
Oh, you would know him immediately.
I'm sure.
You would know him immediately to see him.
Curly hair?
Maybe in his younger days.
Okay.
I don't think he has a whole lot of hair left now.
Is he the main character in Ghostbusters?
That's Bill Murray is probably
yeah,
who you're thinking of, yeah.
I know that.
But Dan Aykroyd's still very prominently featured in those films, and he's done a lot of other great work too. Mostly comedy, but some drama work over the years. This one going to be popped up over the infield, and it drops down, and that's going to be a base runner and a hit for the Cardinals. Landon Glisson here starts off the second with a single. Coach pitch regular season is going to end on Thursday, so we're near the very end here. Their playoffs are next week and will unfold over the course of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Ball hit on the ground, gets thrown away, and you're allowed one base on an overthrow. And the lead runner, Glisson, is going to take that base, and now they're going to wave him home. And we'll see if this is ultimately permitted. It looks like they're going to allow that to happen, maybe because the Phillies kept the ball in play, so to speak, and the ball did not exit play. So Ryan picks up a single. Glisson comes around to score on the overthrow, and your score now is 5-1. This ball going to be popped up toward the press box. Little collision here near first base, and Grayson Winkler is able to get down to first. Moving up to second, Christian Ryan. And now with the late change in the Cardinals lineup, we'll see Jonah Hartline, and he'll be followed by Jamison Parker and presumably Hayden Stefanik. Cardinals with a run on the board. Nobody out yet. This ball was very well hit, but again, right to second base for the Phillies. That's been a popular spot. The Cardinals hit a couple of balls very well to second in the first inning, and that's one more example. That ball was well struck.
I don't think anything gets past that second baseman, it doesn't seem like.
We need to confirm his identity and acknowledge him. We're going to work on that. Jamison Parker at the plate now. Right now we're reloading the pitcher. He's operating with 3 baseballs at a time. This ball is going to be hit on the ground. It's going to be a tough play. Throw is in time. 1-3 on the putout.
It's a close play.
Very close play. And this should be Hayden Stefanik. Two outs. Cardinals have runners on second and third. Rain continuing to come down. This ball's going to be hit to short, and it's a big throw over to first base. And no, the umpire says the ball came out, and the base runner is safe. And a run did come around to score on the back side of that to make it 5-2. Stefanik in with a single. Emmett Hughes is up. First strike against Hughes. This one fouled back. So check that. That hit was delivered by Hughes, who is now on first base. We did not have Hayden Stefanik there. That was Emmett Hughes who singled. And now this is Thatcher Bunsick. And that's a close play. He's safe. Tried to get him on the ground. And Bunsick was able to get safely to first base as Hughes was in a foot race with the Phillies shortstop and managed to get to second base in time. So the Cardinals now have the bases loaded. Winkler, Hughes, and Bunsick. They've got 2 runs in, 5-2 your score. Nico Thomas at the plate. Nico last time grounded out 5-3. This ball is going to be also hit toward third, but it gets down, and the Phillies are able to make a play there from short on the force out. Shortstop taking care of that one himself. And your score is going to hold 5-2. After 1 1/2 innings of play, the Phillies will return to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning. And we'll see if they can't replicate the success they found in inning number 1. Caden Gamitter, Braden Newman, Colton Chury due up. Happy birthday from the South Union Township Sports Network to Missy Elliott, American musician and producer. Many of you may be familiar with her work over the last, we'll say, 2 or 3 decades, probably even 3 decades at this point of work for Missy Elliott. Melissa is her actual first name, born today in 1971, July 1st. As far as historical birthdays go, today also the birthday of a Major League Baseball pitcher from the early days of baseball, born today in 1915, Cletus Poffenberger, better known as Boots Poffenberger, who spent time with the Tigers and the Dodgers organization.
That's a great last name.
Yes. Poffenberger. Boots Poffenberger.
Almost sounds like a Harry Potter character.
It does kind of sound like a Harry Potter character, actually. And Cletus pitched for the Detroit Tigers and the Brooklyn Dodgers. He pitched for the Dodgers prior to their move to California. Born today in 1915. One more noteworthy baseball birthday for today, July 1st, the birthday of Nelson Cruz, born today in 1980. Outfielder and designated hitter, power bat. Here's one hit on the ground by Caden Gamitter. And the throw to first base is not in time. Gamitter going to be in with a leadoff single. And now we're back to the top of the order with Braden Newman. Last time through, the Phillies led off with 3 consecutive hits. And then their number 5 bat, Caden Morrison, drove in 2. Maverick Smith actually drove in the first run. Here's one very well struck to left, and that one gets to the left fielder on a skip. We've got runners now on first and second base, courtesy Braden Newman. Very smooth swing, very purposeful swing, almost as if he was intending to drop the baseball right there. Colton Chury, dangerous bat at the plate with 2 Phillies on. This one is smoked back past Coach Newman and into center field, and now it gets past the center fielder. And the lead runner, Gamitter, is going to easily score, and Newman is going to come around as well. And now Chury wants to come around too. 1, 2, 3. The Phillies get them all. We're going to give Chury a 3-run shot. 8-2. Colton Chury. My goodness, Carl, he nearly caught the other 2 base runners by the time he came around. Yeah.
You got to wonder at this point in the game, now that we're getting a little bit of a consistent light rain, how much that's going to affect the fielding.
It is coming down right now. Quite a bit harder than it was at the beginning of this game. Here's one hit well to left. Cut off there by the left fielder. Good-looking hit by Maverick Smith, who's going to try to stretch this into a double, and he's in just ahead of the throw. 2 doubles tonight now for Maverick Smith, who is 2 for 2. Kaysen Brashear last time lined out to third. He's going to hit this one on the ground, also to third. Played pretty well there by the Cardinals. The lead runner had no opportunity to move up. Brashear now 1 for 2 tonight with a single.
It was a nice diving stop at third, but that was the second time this inning he's bobbled, and I just think that the rain picking up a little bit's what's affecting that.
I'm sure that makes it difficult, and the ball does already move very well on this turf. Caden Morrison's going to skip one off the turf right to third, and it's going to be a fielder's choice to get one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Number 23, Curtis Kazmierczak, will step up. Last time through, he singled. And Kazmierczak will foul this one back. 2 strikes now. This ball is going to be hit very well to left center. And it gets down there. And a run is going to come around to score on this, and we're going to give the RBI to Kazmierczak. 9-2 now your score. And the Phillies have runners on second and third. Both runners moved up on the throw. John Chapman's going to step in. The Phillies have the leeway to score one more. This ball is going to be popped up to us, and it's going to come right to the table.
I think it's getting much closer than getting in here than that.
Right. Could have had a play on that, but I also saw myself falling out of the press box. That's not how I wanted to start my July. Oh, yeah. That ball was very well hit into right field, and that's going to score the 10th run. Chapman really crushed that one. And that's going to make the score 10-2. after 2 innings. And the Cardinals are going to come back to the plate now in the top of the 2nd inning. Carl, that is the closest, and I've done quite a few games here, that is the closest a baseball has ever come to hitting me where I would usually be. I'm in the press box with you right now because of the rain. And had I been seated where I typically am, that ball would have practically hit me.
I think you would have made a good play on that
Well,
one.
see, that's the other thing, too.
You could see where
I
it
would
hit.
have tried, yeah. I would have maybe tried to, but here I'm thinking my whole time, I'm like, that ball's coming right to me. And I just imagine stepping out and landing on these poor spectators below. And I wouldn't have wished that on anybody. And thankfully the ball took a few skips before it struck anything. So I think we can, well, they've changed the infield around a little bit. Have the Phillies. Wanted to ID the second baseman. Got a few guesses as to who it was, but I'm not certain.
Not sure I'm going to be much help to you on that one, unless I can get a number.
Yeah, the previous second baseman, I think they've moved to the outfield. I think it's one of the 2 outfielders they have in center now. This ball pretty well hit to the new second baseman. The new second baseman, by the way, we were able to ID for you as he flips on to retire the base runner there. That's John Chapman, and that's a 4-3 putout against Landon Glisson to get the top of the 3rd inning started. Christian Ryan at the plate now. Ryan singled last time through, came around to score a run. 10-2 your score. Rain continuing to fall. This one's going to be hit on the ground. A tough play for sure. Big throw across the diamond will not be in time. Good work there for the Phillies by number 30, Colton Chury, who was moved over to first base, stepping up to glove the baseball and making sure that one doesn't get away, but we'll give Christian Ryan a single. Grayson Winkler now. This ball going to be hit and caught, and now we got a chance for a double play just off the mark on the throw. Good-looking catch for the Phillies. Number 29 stepping over to make that catch, Maverick Smith, who had been playing first base. Jonah Hartline at the plate now. 2 down, runner on first base for the Cardinals. This ball was hit very well to left field. Good defense there by the Phillies, knocking that one down and not allowing it to get any further, but a good-looking single there for Jonah Hartline. And now the Cardinals have 2 runners on and 1 in scoring position as Jamison Parker comes to the plate. And as we have learned, Parker is, in fact, the last bat of the order, at least as of right now. Emmett Hughes on deck for the Cardinals. Parker looking at a couple here. This one swung on and missed. And they'll say that's 3 strikes. So a strikeout brings the top of the 3rd to a conclusion. Your score 10-2. We'll move now to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Phillies will return to the plate. And due up for the Phillies, Pitts, Stewart, and Gamitter. They're 8, 9, and 10 hitters here on the South Union Township Sports Network when we come back for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Happy historical birthday here on July 1st to actor David Prowse, born today in 1935. David Prowse passed away a few years ago. He is best remembered to American audiences, I would guess, as playing Darth Vader in the original Star Wars series. He has quite a few other credits to his name as well, but that one probably the most familiar to American audiences. Born today in 1935, actor David Prowse. Also today in 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg began. Of course, that would go on for a couple of days, but the battle started today. Significant turning point in the war. Chance Pitts ready to go. Cardinals defense ready to go. First pitch to Pitts. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Pitts looking for his first hit tonight. And this could be it. Popped up and caught. What a catch for the Cardinals. Incredible. And I think the rain did help that one because he slid a long way, Carl.
Great catch and a great celebration to go with it.
Yes. Great work. Was that number 25, Jonah Hartline? We'll confirm that for you. Stewart hits one on the ground and nearly diving and having that one. This ball, thrown onto first. Well, here's Jonah Hartline, so it can't be him pitching because he's playing first base.
I think that might be number 28 pitching.
28. Grayson Winkler. I think you could be right, Carl. That definitely was a two-digit number. I did get to see the first digit, which narrows down this Phillies roster a little bit. Swinging and missing here is Caden Gemitter. Stewart with the single. This ball going to be hit on the ground. Ranging over to cut it off is Winkler, who tries to flip it over to second base. Ball gets away. And we're going to have runners on first and second.
I think the Cardinals pitcher's trying to get on ESPN tonight.
Yeah. Well, that was some play. He slid a long way. Still stayed focused on the baseball, which is great. Phillies with a couple of runners on and back to the top of the order for Braden Newman, who's 2 for 2 tonight. Couple of singles for him. Despite the weather, quite a few people here tonight. Spectators all under cover, of course, umbrellas out. A few folks seated under the pavilion. This ball is going to be hit foul. If you're watching this game on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com. This ball going to skip off the third baseman's wrist right off the heel of his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Another single for Newman, and the bases are loaded full of Phillies. If you log on to youtube.com, search South Union Television or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. And coming up swinging here on the ground, this one's going to be played by the Cardinals shortstop, who flips on just in time to get a trailing base runner. Stewart does come around to score to make this 11-2. And that's Colton Chury hitting into the fielder's choice. And we'll see Maverick Smith, who's 2 for 2 tonight, with a couple of doubles to his credit. You can subscribe for notifications, facebook.com, South Union TV, when we go live to be notified. And this ball was hit very high in the air and very deep into left center, and that may very well clear him. One run is in. That's Newman. Chury full speed ahead around third. And now they're going to give the green light to Maverick Smith, and he is in safely as well, and we're going to give him a 3-run shot there. Big hit by Maverick Smith, and by my count, that makes this one 14-2. Great effort there by Maverick Smith. This ball also pounded, but right to the shortstop. What a play for the Cardinals. That ball was well hit by Kaysen Brashear. And for the Cardinals, Carl, I'm not sure if you caught a number. That was either Emmett Hughes or Thatcher Bunsick. As they ran off the field, they ran off together, and I was not able to catch as they came across the window here who was who, but one of the two of them. Wow, what a play.
That was a great play, but unfortunately I was not able to catch who that might have been.
I'm going to have to go back and watch this game again later so I can see who have made all these great plays for both the Cardinals and the Phillies.
Lots of good fielding plays.
Yeah. We're hoping to cover these teams again in the future. The Coach Pitch playoffs right around the corner. One more regular season game coming up tonight, and then a final one Thursday night at 6 o'clock from Meadowbrook. We're planning to be here for that one, too. 14-2, and we're going to go top four. Cardinals at the top of their order. Emmett Hughes, Thatcher Bunsick, Nico Thomas, one of the two of them just made that incredible play. Both the Cardinals and Phillies have been incredible defensively.
I do want to say I think Nico Thomas is playing third. So,
for the Cardinals?
Yes, if that helps.
We'll see as they exit if we can. Nice play here right off the bat from Hughes, and he hits it right to the Phillies first baseman, who gives it the glove and steps on first base. Number 30, Colton Shurry there, handles that one unassisted.
I thought the rain might be a factor in the fielding, but I think it made everybody out here better.
Now here's one hit to short, flips it on to Shurry, won't get there in time, and Bunsick is in with a single. And Bunsick is going to move up on the overthrow, the ball getting away. We'll see Nico Thomas now with a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. He's going to change some equipment here very quickly. Also today, Carl, in 1979, July 1st in 1979, Sony introduced the Walkman. I don't see any people bringing the Walkman to their park tonight.
It's probably been a while since someone's done that.
Bring your Walkman out to Hutchinson, take a walk, and listen to your cassette or your CD. I had both. I had, in my early days, one for a cassette tape. This one fouled back by Nico Thomas, and then later on I had one for a compact disc.
I had a Walkman for the CDs, not for the cassette tapes.
Here's one pretty well hit, and just off the shortstop's glove. It's going to roll over to second. Flip to first is not in time. And we're going to give Nico Thomas a single ahead of Landon Glisson, who is due up. Runners on first and third. Left-handed bat, Landon Glisson, with just one out and a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. This ball's going to be popped up foul. And here's one hit on the ground to short. It's going to be knocked down, but that will allow a run to score. And so Glisson, who was 1 for 2 coming into that at bat, will now be 2 for 3 with an RBI. And our score is now 14-3. Christian Ryan at the plate with runners on first and second. Ryan tonight so far 2 for 2 with a run scored. He's down to his last strike now. He's going to foul this one up, and he'll stay alive. Cubs and Red Sox up next, scheduled for 7 p.m. And that's going to be a strikeout. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth for Grayson Winkler. Winkler 1 for 2 tonight. Single the first time through. Pop out the second time through. This one's going to be hit on the ground. And there's possibly a play here. Long throw over to Churi, and the ball gets away. And a runner is going to score on the backside. Coming across to score there, Nico Thomas. And so we'll give Winkler the RBI. And your score is 14-4. Now here's one hit very high into left, and it's dropped. And the lead runner is going to get the green light. So Hartline is now 2 for 3 with an RBI. And your score is 14-5. The Cardinals now making some noise here in the top of the fourth. Jamison Parker, the final batter of the order. Right-handed bat will step up to the plate. Parker tonight looking for his first hit. Good-looking swing there. And he's going to be down to his last strike now. Every batter can see up to 6 pitches, so when you get that second strike, if you have pitches left, you can be selective. And this one is hit toward third. It's going to be a tough play, and the runner is called out, maybe just over the base by a step. We'll put that on the books as a fielder's choice. And your score now is 14-5 in favor of the Phillies, who are due up here in the bottom of the fourth inning. If you're watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates, facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. We'd like to also thank our sponsors tonight, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, United Bank, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Going now, bottom 4. And, Carl, this might be the hardest rain we've seen all night. Coming down pretty well. You can hear it now hitting the top of the press box. July 1, 2025, first day of July. Phillies back at the plate. This one going to be hit into the ground toward third. That is Nico at third base, and the throw is in time, and some good work here by the Cardinals' number 25, Jonah Hartline, who managed to get a glove on that. Not easily done. Caden Morrison down 5-3. Good start defensively here for the Cardinals. This one's going to get through to left. Big throw over, will not be in time. Hartline, though, able to glove it again. Curtis Kazmierczak, we'll give him a single. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Kazmierczak singled in the first, singled in the second, drove in a run, singled here in the fourth to give the Phillies a base runner. So Curtis has been busy tonight. John Chapman at the plate hits this one hard on the ground, and it finds its way through. And just for clarification on who's who, is Chapman is also 3 for 3 tonight now with a couple of RBIs to his credit. Hughes right now is at short, and Bunsick is at second. And both have been pretty spry tonight in the field for the Cardinals. Chance Pitts will be due up for the third time. He'll be followed by Rylan Stewart and Caden Gamitter. First pitch is a strike. Second one is well hit. Going to be played here by Hughes, who is not quite able to win the foot race there. And the bases are loaded. 3 straight singles. Pitts now 1 for 3 tonight. Very close play. And we'll see Rylan Stewart. Stewart tonight 2 for 2, an RBI and a run. First pitch to her. Right-handed bat, hit on the ground, and this one's going to get through to the deep part of the infield. They flip on to third, and no, the ball is not held. So Stewart gets a single and an RBI. She's 3 for 3, and your score now 15-5 in favor of the Phillies. Caden Gamitter with the bases loaded, full of Phillies. He's ready to go. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And the first pitch from his coach on the way. This ball is going to be hit also in our general direction toward the Phillies dugout. One strike. This ball hit to short. Hughes has it there, flips on to third for one. Fielder's choice. Run does score. So we'll give Gemitter the RBI, and it's 16-5. 2 outs for Braden Newman. Newman tonight, 3 for 3, 3 singles. One strike. This ball going to be hit hard on the ground. It's going to skip to Hughes, and Hughes wins the foot race this time. It's a fielder's choice, and your score holds at 16-5. We'll go now to the 5th inning of play. And the Cardinals in this inning will, or should, I should say, be at the top of the order. Emmett Hughes, Thatcher Bunsick, and Nico Thomas due up, at least according to our scorebook. Phillies holding on right now to an 11-run lead. Cardinals tonight, sponsored by the LH Tech Education Foundation. The Phillies by Bright Stripe. Cardinals had a very strong 4th inning, and certainly we'll want to see if they can't replicate that. Here in inning number 5, we are scheduled to play 6. Today, July 1, in 1980, O Canada was officially adopted as the national anthem of our neighbors to the north. Also today, in 1922, the Great Railroad Strike across the United States began. That was July 1, 1922. Of course, during that time, the railroad was still the primary mode of moving people. The automobile, still something of a luxury item to many Americans in 1922. This ball hit to center field, and coming across there, very quick of foot. Boy, he's fast on the bases. Is number 7, Emmett Hughes, who is now 2 for 5 tonight. That was already his 5th at bat. Check that. 2 for 4. He's appeared at the plate in every inning but the 3rd. Pretty good night for him. Good work in the field, too. This is Thatcher Bunsick. And this one is going to be caught, and Hughes widely drifts back. Colton Shurry there at short, able to glove that one. 1 down. So we'll see Nico Thomas. Nico last time through singled and came around to score. This one fouled back. This one going to be hit into left. It drops just in the grass. And Thomas is going to have himself a 2nd consecutive single. And the Cardinals now have runners on 1st and 2nd base. Hughes is the lead runner. And Landon Glisson, the lefty, will step up. Glisson tonight 2 for 3. He's got an RBI and a run to his credit. Cardinals looking to keep this game close. This one going to be popped up. And it does clear the vehicles, thankfully. And here's one hit very hard, and they're going to say that's a dead ball and send everybody back. Apparently the ball struck the plate.
The plate or the coach?
Did it strike the coach too?
I didn't know that it hit the plate. I thought it was just a
maybe
line
it
drive
did
at the pitcher.
From where I'm at right now.
He hit that ball so hard we didn't even know what happened to it.
Lost track of the ball as it came through the door frame here. And this one is going to be hit right to second. And no, I think the ball is bobbled there. And everybody's safe, including Glisson at first. And so now the Cardinals have loaded the bases. So in this case, Carl, if the ball strikes the pitcher, and the pitcher is your coach, that's a dead ball. I believe that was the ruling we saw there. This one does hit the plate. Rain may be lightening up just a little bit. This ball swung on and missed. Christian Ryan looking for one, and he's going to be down on strikes. 2 down here for the Cardinals, who have the bases loaded. And Grayson Winkler, who's 2 of 3, including an RBI, will step up to the plate. Ball skipped and gloved there, I think, by the Cardinals coach. Cardinals now want to trade their pitcher. This ball also hit hard on the ground, and it's scooped up and played as a fielder's choice by the Phillies second baseman. So the Cardinals not able to scratch anybody across, yet we're able to load the bases. Had some really nice hits there. Score will hold as it was, though, at the beginning of this inning, 16-5, as the Phillies return to the plate in the bottom half of the 5th inning. If you're watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates, facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. Okay, Carl, we've got an offer here from Bill Dice, whose son plays in the next game. He's a Cub.
Okay.
If he hits a home run, Bill is going to buy you and I a blizzard.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to call that the Blizzard Watch in July. We're going to be in the southern hemisphere. Antarctica, maybe.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal.
No, not at all.
We win either way. Not either way.
We'll be rooting for that.
Yeah, we will be rooting for that.
Be yelling out some encouragement, maybe. Turn the microphone the other way. We want to thank our sponsors, too, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sproul's Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. This ball very well hit, but caught. And so the incredible plays, at least of a defensive nature, continue. That ball was absolutely torched. Colton Chury hitting that one right to the shortstop. Wow. We've just seen so much strong defensive play tonight. This ball manages to get through, though. And Maverick Smith, all he does is hit extra base hits. That's his 3rd double. He is now 4 for 4. Get this, Carl. I hope you have Maverick Smith on your fantasy baseball team. He's 4 for 4 tonight with 3 doubles and a home run, and he's got 4 RBIs. That's a good week. He's done that in the space of 5 innings. This one's popped up. Going to be scooped. Oh, nearly scooped. And that would have been a very close play, I think. Kaysen Brashear. We'll give him a single there. He's 2 for 4 now. Caden Morrison, who's got 2 RBIs tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a single. He'll bat with runners on the corners here for the Phillies. This ball's going to be popped up. could be playable. It's going to drop in the middle of the infield. Flip over to first base is not in time. And a run scores on the backside of it will give Morrison the RBI.
Little fun fact about Caden Morrison. I played Little League with his father, and we won a championship together as pitcher and catcher.
Wow, okay. Boy, that's pretty cool, Carl.
It is.
Well, Caden just made this one 17-5. Great work there by the catcher. I believe that's Bobby Newman III working as the catcher tonight. He laid out to glove that foul ball. Ball hit down the third baseline. This is Curtis Kazmierczak. He's going to hit into a fielder's choice. Kazmierczak had been 3 for 3. He's going to be 3 for 4 now, but he does safely reach. Just 2 outs for the Phillies, so John Chapman. Chapman is a perfect 3 for 3, looking to go 4 of 4. This ball could very well be it. It's going to skip right across the keystone and into center, and he's not only going to be 4 for 4, he's going to get some extra bases here and drive in a run or 2. 1 run does score. We're going to call that a RBI double. 18-5 your score. And now we'll see Chance Pitts. Pitts 1 for 3 tonight. And the Phillies have runners in scoring position, 2 of them. Two strikes now on Pitts. Pitts is going to pop this one up to the left toward the Cardinals' dugout, so he'll stay alive. He still has as many as 3 more pitches coming. He's only got 1 strike left, though, so he'll want to be careful. And here's one hit to short, and it's caught there again. And this great defensive play we have seen from both teams tonight. Landon Glisson continuing a force there as Pitts will pop out to end the inning. Your score 18-5, 5 innings complete. And we'll move on to the 6th. We want to thank our sponsors, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sproul's Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. 18-5 your score here. We move into the final inning of play between the Cardinals and the Phillies. Due up for the Cardinals in the top of the 6th, Hartline, Parker, and Hughes. And we're about 10 minutes removed now, Carl, from the start of the Pirates and Cardinals game tonight. That's the Pittsburgh Pirates and St. Louis Cardinals. Skeens and Palante scheduled to be on the mound. And the Pirates, of course, have been on a real run.
I've noticed.
They've scored very well against the New York Mets over the weekend. 9 runs in 2 of those games, 10 runs in the third, and they scored 7 runs against the Cardinals last night. And they have surrendered very, very few runs in the space of that time. Now, will they score for Paul Skeens, which they do not often like to score for Paul Skeens?
My question exactly.
I'm sure Paul Skeens, boy, he would. Here's one hit very well on the ground. Going to be played by Chapman. Big throw over to first, not in time. And a single for your leadoff batter, Jonah Hartline. I bet Paul Skeens would like to see the Pirates score just 5 runs for him, which is small potatoes the way they've been playing.
It's a bit hard to believe that they've been producing hits and runs like that.
Oh, yeah. Where's that been? And how long will it continue? At this point, maybe they'll never lose again and just finish the season on 112-50. This ball hit on the ground to third. Chapman again. He's going to flip to second this time, but the runner's in. And we've got back-to-back singles. And that's going to be the first hit tonight for Parker, so he's on the book, 1 for 4. Hartline, by the way, 3 for 4. He's on second base. And now we'll see Emmett Hughes. Now, this will be Hughes' 5th appearance at the plate. Grounded out in the first, singled in the second, grounded out in the 4th, singled in the 5th. 2 for 4 so far. He's been very sharp in this Cardinals infield, too. This ball fouled off. Coach pitch playoffs next week. So you can look forward to that. This ball going to be hit to short. And the runners did not advance as they would have. The Phillies are not quite able to capitalize on that, though. So Hughes is going to get the single. Hartline gets over to third. And Parker to second. Cardinals have had some really good defensive play tonight from so many of their players. This ball hit to short, flipped to second, not in time. And so Bunsick is going to have an RBI single. Good contact here now for the Cardinals. Score is 18-6. Still in favor of the Phillies, but the Cardinals making some noise here. Now we'll see Nico Thomas. Thomas fouls this one back. 4 consecutive hits for the Cardinals. Thomas has back-to-back singles. This one is going to get into right field, and it gets a little deeper into right field now, right center. And this is going to be a double, and at least 2. Now a third Cardinal will score. And so it's a 3 RBI double for Nico Thomas. Now your score is 18-9. Nobody out. Landon Glisson, the lefty. He'll step up. Cubs and Red Sox scheduled to start after this one. Originally a 7 p.m. start, but we'll assume this one will probably... Oh, and this one's going to be fielded very cleanly off a very small quick hop. But Glisson's still able to get into first and Thomas over to third, so a 5th consecutive hit. Check that, 6 consecutive hits for the Cardinals. And Christian Ryan, who's 2 for 4, is at the plate. Score 18-9. Ryan's going to foul this one off the plate. Cardinals have Glisson on first, Thomas on third. This ball is hit, caught by the shortstop, who will hold it there. 1 down, Grayson Winkler due up. Winkler tonight, 2 of 4. Hitting to a fielder's choice last time through. Cubs and Red Sox after this one, and we're going to say officially a blizzard watch in July for the Cubs and the Red Sox. This ball will be popped up, and it's going to stay fair. It sort of dies on the turf, and Thomas is quick enough to score there. So an RBI on that single for Winkler. 18-10, 28 runs scored so far in this game.
We got a football score going here.
Yeah. And more to come, perhaps. This ball hit the center, and it finds its way through. Rushing ahead, Jonah Hartline. And Hartline will drive in a pair.
Just like that, we have a 6-run ball game.
Yes. 18-12. 2 RBI double. Wow, the Cardinals have really come to life here. 4th inning and beyond at the plate. Parker picked up a single last time through earlier this inning. The Cardinals now going through the lineup a second time. And that's a strikeout. 2 down. And we're back to the top of the order. So the Cardinals still with some life here. 18-12 is your score. Emmett Hughes, who's 3 for 5 tonight. 6th trip to the plate. He hits this one towards second, and the ball is going to find its way through. A seeing eye single here will score another one. 18-13. Two outs. Phillies just need an out. Thatcher Bunsick at the plate. Thatcher tonight, 3 of 5. Drove in a run last time through, fouls this one back. Very patient right now. The LH Tech Education Foundation, your sponsor for the Cardinals. Bright Stripe, your sponsor for the Phillies. Bunsick down to his last pitch. And this one is going to be hit foul right on the first baseline and then rolls toward us. Bunsick very careful. He's down to his last pitch, though. This one's going to be hit toward third off the third baseman's glove. And he flips on to second base, not in time. Good-looking recovery there, though, for Caden Morrison. We'll give Bunsick the single. Now we'll see Nico Thomas. Nico, he's on a bit of a run here. And the last 3 times he's come to the plate, he's delivered 2 singles and a double. That's all happened 4th inning and beyond. This one is going to be hit, and it gets into fair territory. Looked like it was hooking foul, but it stays fair for Nico Thomas. And he's got an RBI single, 18-14.
Little 2-out rally going for
Yes.
the Cardinals.
Landon Glisson tonight has been very good at the plate. He's coming up for the 6th time. He's 4 of 5. 4 singles. This one fouled back. Just his first strike. If Glisson singles here, the bases at least will be loaded. Anything bigger than that may make this a very, very interesting situation here. Top 6. (18-14). The Cardinals have battled back from the brink. This ball hits sharply on the ground, off the pitcher, and it gets redirected into right field, and they're going to wave home the lead runner. And the Cardinals pitcher, Carl, he's been under fire here tonight. We'll give Glisson the RBI single. That's the 2nd or 3rd time the ball's been hit right at him. And, Carl, they wanted to trade him. He's doing just fine.
What, they scored 1 or 2 runs there?
I have 1 run in for them there.
That's what I thought.
18-15. Here's one hit toward third. Glove there. Throw to second, and that's going to do it. Fielder's choice.
That was a great effort for
to
them
bring this one to a conclusion. 18-15. What a game, Carl. 33 runs in that game. That's a lot of offense. Some big hitting. And you know what's crazy about that, Carl? 33 runs in a game where you and I said over and over again how good the defense was, because there were some really good defensive plays in the midst of those 33 runs.
It sure was.
But 33 runs across the plate here. The Phillies hold on to win 18-15. We want to thank our sponsors, Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Thank you, as always, for checking us out on the South Union Township Sports Network. Coming up at 7 p.m., the Cubs and the Red Sox, 8U coach pitch right here from Hutchinson Park. This broadcast has been a cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, our final score, Phillies 18, Cardinals 15. For Carl Childs, I'm Joshua Scully. You've been watching the South Union Township Sports Network. In just about 25 minutes' time from Hutchinson Park, it's going to be the Cubs and the Red Sox. 8U coach pitch. You'll see it right here, and you'll hear us then. Have a great night.